Real Loud Reviews.
Welcome back. I'm Mark.
I'm Luke.
We're Real Loud Reviews. This is our first review, so welcome back.
From the one that we never did before this one.
You can probably already tell, if you can read, we've just seen Ghostbusters and the 2016 version, and we wanted to just have a bit of a talk about it.
Yep. Firstly, we're both big Ghostbusters fans. A lot of the stuff you see here behind us is from our personal displays or collections. Ghostbusters is a very big movie for me. It's one of the first movies I can remember seeing when I was, I think, 8 in the cinema. I remember being very frightened at the library ghost, hiding under the seat.
I remember seeing it at the cinema too. My parents didn't take me to see too many films as a kid, but that was one I definitely saw, and I was well under 10 because I was, so I remember being very scared of it, but as I got older and just watched it more and more, then I appreciated it more for the comedy. I remember my dad laughing in the film and explaining what some of the funny lines meant. I didn't even understand a lot of it. Let's get into it. We could talk all day. We'll do another video about the original. But, what did you think? We've only just watched it an hour or two ago.
I haven't said a lot to Mark. I've kind of kept my mouth a bit closed since we left the cinema. I have said a few little things I've slipped out. I didn't hate the movie. I didn't love it either. It could have been fixed up a lot. I was enjoying the journey probably from start to middle the most. I actually thought the introduction to the characters and everything was flowing really well. The story was flowing really well. Just had some problems with the way the movie kind of finished.
Yeah, I definitely felt the first hour, which contradicts what I suppose Bill Murray was talking about in one of the talk shows. I found the first half a lot better.
It definitely is, yeah. It's, I know you don't like it when I say this, but for me, Paul Feig's movies feel very same, structure-wise. These 4 new characters, they're like you said, they're off SNL. They do play it like that, but not to the degree of SNL. It's pulled back a bit.
Yeah.
And I think it does work well, and they are great characters. But sometimes some of the jokes just didn't fit.
Yeah.
Sometimes, the fart joke, for example.
Yeah. There was a fart joke. It wasn't as bad as it could have been as well, what I thought, but it was just like, did make you think, really? They really doing that? Is this movie, really going to go there? But
it didn't need to, yeah.
Yeah.
That just brings it down, It's already got a lot going against it. A lot of people kicking up a stir.
Well, who was your favourite character?
My favourite Ghostbuster was Jillian Holtzmann. So, as you said, I watched all the trailers, and I found her comedy to be more what I like. More pulled back, a bit dry, a bit weird. I like weird.
I don't think she was pulled back. I thought she was just a bit crazy, actually.
Yeah, I guess more crazy. But when I say pulled back, like, she wasn't always constantly saying weird shit. Like, she just had these moments that were so good.
She's quite quirky in that.
Like the movie starts. One of my favourite scenes at the start of the movie when they're filming the first ghost, and she's just watching them film the ghost and eating Pringles. And it might sound like silly, but it was really funny.
You didn't expect to see that.
So it's like she was waiting for something to happen. And that's what was making me laugh. And I liked that sort of character.
Yeah.
Whereas I found some of the others sometimes to be a bit obnoxious and a bit much.
Yeah. The best thing about the characters, I saw some stuff where people were trying to talk on YouTube about trying to guess, this one's like Ray Stantz and this one's like Peter Venkman, and they have some similar character traits to the original, but none of them are like a clone of the original. They're all different, which is probably one of the best things, at least for having all women. It's from, at least it's not other guys that are imitating other guys, are coming from a completely sort of different angle, and there's like the one you said you like, Holtzmann, she's, I suppose, the closest thing to Egon, but she's nothing like Egon.
Exactly.
She's really, just out there and
because Egon was strange, but not strange like her. She says some weird things, and people go look at her funny.
Yeah. So I probably liked out of the women. I almost wanted to say, look, I found the funniest almost actually the, was it Chris Hemsworth?
Hemsworth.
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth was. He was very funny. I thought he was just stupid, but he was very funny. I couldn't help but laugh at him. So I suppose it was like reverse sexism in some ways. He was a really dumb secretary, but I thought it really worked really well for the film.
I'm not meaning to piss on your opinion, but I found him real distracting. Like, it was just too silly for me. Like, sometimes it was funny. Sometimes he did things or said things that were quite funny because he was playing it straight.
Oh yeah.
You know, but sometimes it was just so stupid, and I'm just like, it was just a bit cringeworthy.
That's what I liked about it. Look how many hundreds of movies always had the dumb blonde woman and that sort of thing, and I thought that's So I was going more over the top with it, like I thought that's what pointed out how silly it was. Maybe even some other films with some women, but it looked like he was having a ball. So I really liked that, and he actually had a slightly bigger part than I thought he would actually.
Yep.
He's in the film more than what I suppose Janine was in the original, and but out of the women, I think Christina Wiig, I've always liked her, so she was more actually straight, so her comedy's really from trying to hide things and hide her past and blend in or impress people. So she's not sort of really out there sort of comedy. And even just the way she dressed, I thought was funny, and they made jokes about too. So,
that was funny actually.
Yeah.
So Christina Wiig carries the movie as the main sort of Ghostbuster. The story,
which is different than the original Ghostbusters. Bill Murray, and he's a real skeptic.
Yeah.
She's a real believer. She's had an experience in the past, and that's her connection then to Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
So
it introduces you to all those things, like how the characters all know each other, but we pretty much start with her character, which is Erin Gilbert, and we follow her through her journey, and then we meet the whole team, and then it goes from there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But she was good. I did like her too. So
yeah.
I didn't find her comedy annoying at all. I thought she was carrying the story well. So I didn't have a problem with her. Same with Melissa McCarthy. I actually thought Melissa McCarthy might do some things in the movie, like some stereotype things, like be the ditzy klutz or something, but...
Was that in the trailer?
It was in the trailer, but not in the movie.
Yeah, I thought I didn't see that bit.
Because I remember seeing
Which I didn't hate that in the trailer.
I did.
I just thought if they go too far with it, if she's falling down steps and...
Yeah, well that's what you don't know. When you see the trailer, it's like, hang on, and one of the moments they show is her being a ditzy klutz. You think then the movie's going to come out, she's going to be like this all the time. That's what you start to think. But
she's not...
That scene wasn't in the movie, and she wasn't a klutz at all in the movie.
Yeah.
So I had no problem with Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
What did you think of Melissa McCarthy?
Yeah, I thought she was good. Look, I've liked her in all the Poor Feig films. I think he's used her differently every time. Obviously, they've got a really good working relationship. Like, she was nothing like how she was in the Heat, or how she was in Bridesmaids, and I loved how she was in Spy. So she's sort of different again, but it's not the huge amount of range yet, but it works well enough. And she was funny enough. I didn't think she was the funniest though, and she's probably the most bankable. Why they thought, well, she's had all the films I just named, and she's had some other ones that have been big hits. That I thought, well, if she's going to be in it and it's that director, it'll get some attention and should work. But I almost maybe thought maybe she was the least funny actually.
Yeah. I'd say that.
Because even I am a fan of Leslie Jones, so I liked her, and I wasn't that bothered by the trailer stuff. Because I've seen her a lot in Saturday Night Live, and I thought, well, I know some people think yes, she's playing the stereotype, and yes, she is, and it's a bit of a stereotype, but I think she just does it so well. She sends it up. It's like when I don't know, Borat or something. He just does it over the top. I think she almost does that, and look, it is a bit of a stereotype, but anyone in the world is going to do that stereotype. That's what she's done for a while on Saturday Night Live. She should be able to at least do that in a film. So everyone else that has not seen Saturday Night Live can at least see that. And it's not as in your face as what it is in the trailer as well.
Yeah, no, I will say, you know, in the trailer, you know, when I saw that, I really, really didn't like what I was seeing, and I thought, if this character's going to be like this throughout the film, I'm really going to hate this Ghostbusters. Like, I'm not going to be able to watch it. I really, really hated what I was seeing in the trailer. The power of
Don't get the marshmallow in your eye, because it really burns.
Okay. I'm being careful not to do that. Anyway, as Mark said, in the movie, she's not to that degree. They really, I would have not put that in the trailer, because it's like the whole Melissa McCarthy thing too. It gives the wrong message. If you see a character doing something that people don't like, you think they're going to keep doing it or being like that. And even though she had that other line, it's Cadillac, you know, which I always said to you, I like her when she's just being like, not that over the top stereotype. It's just a bit much for me. And I know you like Saturday Night Live, but for me, this is Ghostbusters. This is not Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, so I prefer her to play it just like Ernie Hudson did. Ernie Hudson in the original. I know we're not talking about the original, but I will just say this quickly. Ernie Hudson in the original, he joins the Ghostbusters. He's not a scientist. He just needs a job. It was never a stereotype. He just said, "I need money."
Yeah.
Oh, if there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say. Yeah. He just went along with it.
Actually, she's given a lot more to work with than what Ernie Hudson was given in the original Ghostbusters. So she's in it pretty much from the start, and
she was good.
She's there a lot, so she's given more time and even a bit more developed. And at least with what he's done, they're not the most famous people, but other than Melissa McCarthy for being in big films and comedies, but at least him trying to do what was in the original with the Saturday Night Live cast was good, but it doesn't come across on screen like in the original. It doesn't feel forced, but it doesn't feel as natural, the relationships and the friendship between them. It's I suppose more like a normal film other than like how it is in Ghostbusters. It's just really the original. I
thought it was directed well. I was worried when I saw the trailers. I thought the ghosts were a bit too neon, a bit too bright. But when I was in the cinema, it didn't seem to bother me as much. I don't know. I maybe they toned it down a bit, or maybe just it's distracting when it's in a trailer or something in a small window.
They are very bright, but like I said,
it's still neon.
You've got to remember this is for, a big part of it's for kids. And I think that's the main thing that I enjoyed about the movie the most, was that I'd always wanted my son to watch the Ghostbuster film when he was 3 years old, and watched it so many times, and from then there's always, even before that, there was always talk of a third Ghostbuster movie happening, and I was just glad I got to go take him to see another Ghostbuster film at the cinema while he's still a kid and enjoy it. Yeah. Rather than being an old skeptic and go, it's not as good as the old one. He got to see it as the target audience. It was good to see. The very start, it feels like feels very much.
It's a good opening. It really is. It really that first 5-10 minutes that opens up the movie. I think up to the title. Yeah, really well done. Yeah. Zach Woods, who's from Silicon Valley. Yeah, he's playing that character, the tour guide. Yeah. He's great. You know.
So I did like with the the new costumes and the technology of it, that they weren't pimped up too much. They were just enough. They didn't go over the top with them.
No.
Even if you've all seen from the trailer, the car and that didn't. They kept it all, but it was similar to what the original stuff was, and had some different ideas with it, but not. It didn't feel. None of it felt too crazy to me. I just thought, that worked, and it was good to see some different stuff, and I enjoyed it. Got some laughs out of how some of the newer stuff worked.
Yeah, I liked pretty much all the equipment. The only thing I had a problem with, and I've mentioned this to you before, was the two guns. I did not like that.
I really liked that. I actually thought that part looked really good at the end. Yeah, because she was almost using them like whips or something, like Whiplash, or was that his name?
Oh yeah, Whiplash from Iron Man 2. Yeah. Because they have a proton stream, it was wrapping around the ghost, and she was kind of whipping them with them. But I didn't like that they looked like little guns. You know, the thing I always liked about Ghostbusters was that their equipment was weird and strange and not normal, and you couldn't compare it to a gun or anything else.
Didn't look like a gun. It looked like a machine gun or a shotgun.
They even call it in the movie. They call it a thrower. You know what I mean? But the biggest thing I had the problem with in this one was that fucking PKE meter. I fucking hated that PKE meter. You know what it looked like? I wish we had it here. Your son's, it used to be yours, right? That plastic one.
Yeah.
It's got this thing on top that is this piece of plastic that spins around.
Yeah.
You turn the dial. That's what the new one looked like. I thought it looked awful, man.
Yeah.
Awful.
A lot of them.
The first time I saw it, I was like,
all the new gadgets and the
I liked everything else. To be fair,
had new lights on them and that. Yeah. I wanted all that stuff changed, but didn't feel just changed in a bad way. Most of it I liked and
even the PKE meter, come on, man.
Dislike it. It was just a thing for finding a ghost. I'm glad they just didn't use their phones. I've got an app for that.
My PKE app's off the scale.
Sell some new apples with the Ghostbusters logo or something. Yeah, at least the
iPhone
had a clunky looking thing, but yeah.
Well, yeah, I suppose there is that.
Yeah.
It just the thing spinning around and top was so stupid.
I liked it a lot more than the Ninja Turtle films. I thought it was, compared to some of the other really big films that have sort of come out, like a lot of the Transformers sequels and the Ninja Turtle films.
Yeah, they're awful.
I thought it was better than those, but that might be because of some of the nostalgic sort of stuff there. But at least I had a good laugh. I was supposed to laugh. It's a comedy. This one is up front a lot more a comedy than the other one. Almost doesn't have many scary moments because of it sort of takes itself serious enough. It has that impending doom there. It is in that label of a comedy horror, whereas this one you really couldn't. It's really just a comedy. It's the film. None of it stands out as much as anything from the original, especially when you start stacking it against other films. But
that's the problem.
The effects aren't bad, but they don't stand out better than anything else we've seen. And
that end it just got.
It's very busy sort of end. There was a lot happening at the end.
Yeah, it's a shame because I was enjoying up to the middle.
Yeah,
a lot. It was building up quite nicely. I thought this could actually be quite nice, and we get to the end of the movie, and like you said, it's quite clear that they are setting up. And I've heard rumours of possible another Ghostbusters movie. I've heard rumours of another 2 movies. If this makes money, obviously. Everyone's been saying Sony wants a bankable franchise. They've only got Spider-Man.
And I know a lot of people have got a lot of thoughts about the film because of the original, but that's Hollywood. That's always been. They've been doing remakes and sequels from the 30s and nearly when it started. And, it's for a different audience, a different generation. This film, of course, it's going to be hard for us to ever like it as much, but I can in some ways see where some people of a younger generation probably wouldn't like that they might like this one more because it's not the people they know and the type of effects that they're used to and the type of pace and the type of tone that they're used to in the films that they see. It's more like the other films that are around now, whereas Ghostbusters sort of was more like other films were sort of around back then. So,
bottom line for me is I've waited 27 years for them to make another Ghostbusters movie. This one was decent. It still had all the things we like. It had the wacky gadgets. It had the funny moments. It had ghosts. Even though I have problems with this movie, it was good to see that.
Yeah.
They hear the theme song, even though I wasn't the biggest fan, but it was good to hear the theme song again and see those crazy characters up on the screen again. So yeah, I'd recommend if you like Ghostbusters, go watch it.
At least while you're watching it, I was laughing. And
you can just switch off. And the girl behind me kept laughing.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And it was pissing me off.
We're guys are nearly 40s. Of course, young girls are going to think that's
no,
funny.
She wasn't young.
Yeah,
she was old.
Yeah.
I turned around. I had to see. I'm like, how old is this woman? Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, so I'd give it 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't really give it any more than that now.
I'm pretty generous with movies. Like, I'm very generous. For me to go under 5, it's a real shit movie. Yeah. But this was enjoyable enough to get through it.
Yeah. Like I said before, 6 out of 10 I think's fair. But if you're looking for a film that you can go watch and take your kids and have a laugh, I mean, wow, the kids would love it. Have a an absolute
Yeah,
riot.
the kids would
You know?
love it. Yeah,
It's got ghosts and running around shooting them, and it's all the stuff we liked in the original. For kids, they'll love it.
That's our review.
Okay.
That's it from us. So we'll see you guys next time.